Good morning. So today I wanted to switch gears a little bit and lead us into a deeper part of our mind together where we can do some contemplative work and perhaps also some emotional healing. And it's really important that our practice of A Course in Miracles impact us in these deeper ways. Otherwise, we're just learning from an intellectual perspective at a level in our mind. We're kind of getting our thoughts all reorganized, and there's definitely some value in that, but that's not going to take us where we want to go. It's not really going to end our suffering. So this is an intellectual path, and that's why it's not for everybody. But if we stay at the intellect, it's like we are, as Rumi says, trying to get drunk by reading the wine list, and it never works. You have to actually imbibe in the wine. You have to let it soak into you and, make you drunk and get you high, You have to do that. So the way that we do that is by developing another relationship with ourselves at a deeper level. This is the internal world that we've been avoiding, most of us, that we're challenged by because it comes with fear and pain. And so ultimately, Jesus is trying to get us to see that this is the source of our suffering, our inner state, and also that there's help for that. That this is the Holy Spirit's work with us, and the Holy Spirit is really who we are at a healed level. So let's just get comfortable, and as a hypnotherapist, I know that we can very easily slow our brain waves a little bit, and then our attention can shift. And instead of being so object focused and so hypnotized, so to speak, by the thought stream in our mind, we can also be aware of something else. And that's what we want to do right now. So if you haven't already, you can close your eyes and just notice your breath. You can take a deep breath in and fill up your lungs, and then kind of let that air go all the way down into your body, down just below your navel. And then exhale all the way. Really try to push the air out of your lungs fully all the way. And then take another breath in and just do kind of some deep breathing. There's no forcing necessary. And then just relax with every exhale a little bit more. And let that relaxation feeling, just let it travel throughout your body. And you're just giving your nervous system a little attention here, allowing it to release a little bit. And there's going to be noises, there's going to be traffic, there's going to be things that happen in your environments, and that's okay. We're not going to go into a deep, deep state. We're just slowing things down a little bit. Just noticing your breathing. And just tuning in to what's here now, bringing your energy back to here, right now, from wherever it's been wandering. Whatever you were doing before you began to listen to this. Whatever you might need to do when you're done. Whatever is a residue from something that happened earlier today or yesterday or whenever. Just pulling all the energy back into this moment, here now, from all the many places that it travels. And it's okay to be here right now. There's nothing that you need to do, and you can't do it wrong. And we're just coming home to ourselves. And you can even invite in the Holy Spirit into this space with you. Jesus, the Divine Mother, that loving presence that loves you exactly the way you are right now. Just imagine a light surrounding you, and it's a light of unconditional acceptance. And it may be hard to accept this unconditional acceptance, but that's okay. It's still here, even if there's hesitancy or resistance. It's still here. And just noticing that I might be pushing it away makes me an A+ student. And also begins to dissolve the resistance. And as you begin to get very relaxed all over, you will still have thoughts come through your mind, but that's okay. Just take a position, an attitude, that you are actually the sky, and thoughts are like the clouds that pass on through. And every time you notice that your attention went to the clouds, just gently bring yourself back to being the sky. And you can witness as the sky whatever passes through, whether it's a storm, a hurricane, or whether it's just a wispy cloud or a gentle rain. It's all happening within the sky, within the spaciousness. The sky is prior to the cloud, just as your awareness is prior to the thoughts. And you can show yourself that by noticing that the thoughts, they come and go, seemingly on their own. But the one that recognizes the thoughts remains constant. Whether it is witnessing them or identifying with them, this consciousness is like the light that reveals their presence. But the consciousness is constant, whereas the thoughts are changeable. The emotions come and go, up and down, intense, sometimes, yes, but the awareness of them is conscious awareness, constantly present. And you're beginning to identify in your experience as something deeper as you tune into what's always here that seems so ordinary. You have just taken it for granted. But the more time you spend as this conscious awareness, the more profound you may experience it. And you may feel a sense of lightness or inexplicable comfort or safety, groundedness. And you can just, whatever it is for you, just allow that. It's natural. It's a very healing condition of your being to be fully present as awareness to your experience. Even if there is some kind of contraction or persistent thought, as awareness, those can be here, and that's okay. And this is the meaning of, I could choose peace instead of this. As awareness, I'm the peace. And whatever seems to be going on. It's okay to be going on. It doesn't disturb the sky that I am. And that's very good to know, isn't it? It's profound and such a relief to know. It's like hope. It's like a lighthouse for a ship in the storm at night, to know that I can be my own refuge. No matter what is happening in my body, in my mind, in my home, in my family, in my world. This is the meaning of I will be still an instant and go home. And this is establishing you as the kingdom. There's so many beautiful pointers in so many traditions. And now from here, from this present state of awareness, which is profound and ordinary, and always here, always available. From here, it's possible for me to meet anything that is a contraction or fear or false belief in myself. This is where transformation happens. I'd like you to imagine that you are the mother, the father, the healer. As this awareness, as this presence of holiness. And holy means to make whole. It's not a religious term. So you are the healer, the doctor, the mother, the father. And you have come home. And the light that you bring is flooding the rooms. And everything that was dark and shadowy and dusty and dingy is brightening and polishing and cleansing in your light, all by itself, until this home is just flooded with radiance. And it's so overflowing that it streams out the windows and out the chimney and the doors. The home can't contain it any longer. It's just bursting with this radiance, this joyful, healing radiance. And now you set this big long table with all the finest china, sparkling, beautiful china, and polished silver and crystal candles, candle holders, and you light all the candles, and there's flowers and there's delicious food, and you have prepared a feast. It's just the moment that you have been waiting for to welcome back everything that has been cast out. And so now that the table is set and the meal is ready and the home is lit with your radiance, you go to the front door and you call out to the universe of you, and you call out, come home, come home. I'm here. You're welcome. And your voice goes out into the universe like a song. And something in all the little orphaned children of you recognizes their mother or father or healer, recognizes that voice. And like the Pied Piper, you call them all, and they hear you and they come. They follow your voice, your song. They come all the way home. They come out of all the places they've been hiding. They come out of all the wars in which they've been lost, fighting and suffering and killing and dying. They come out of all the places they've been trying to find home that have been taking them deeper and deeper away from home, trying desperately to complete themselves in ways that never ever work. You call them out of all the story, all the different stories they've been trying to solve, like Rubik's Cubes, endlessly pushing the rocks up the mountain like Sisyphus in the Greek mythology, and getting it almost to the top of the mountain and then falling down, and doing that for eternities. All these children are coming home now. And you invite them all in, and they're timid at first. And so they may not all want to rush inside, but your calm presence, your holiness, is beginning to build a rapport with them. And they may just sit out in the yard for a while And they may get what they need in that moment, what they can accept from the streaming light out the windows and the chimneys and the doorways. And that's enough for them for now. And then others may come on in. And maybe one who's very vocal and in a very assertive way sits down at the table. And this love that you are greets them as an equal. And they have never felt that ever before. And you look at their dirty little face and their little orphaned clothes. They look like a little urchin. But you see right through it. And you do the unthinkable. You and that profound, spacious, pure, holy love that you bring. You ask them to tell you everything they need to say. What is on your heart? What do you have to tell me? I'm here. I'm no longer pushing you away. I'm awake now. I'm holy now. And this little orphaned part of you starts telling its story and all its pain and all its fears and all its hatred. And you deeply breathe as it releases tension that's been held for thousands of years just by the telling of its story. And there's nothing to fix. And there's nothing to correct. And it's all okay just the way it is. And as you accept this little one and what it brings you completely without condition and with no sense of impatience, this little one feels a deep respect. Maybe not at first, but there's a trust that's being established. And you let the little one express it all. And you notice that as they do, their face gets a little pinker, their eyes a little brighter. There may be a tiny hint of a smile that crosses their face. You're watching innocence return. And maybe now they're ready to receive your food. And drink your milk. And maybe now they want to just curl up and take a good long rest. And there's a little bed for them, all perfectly waiting. Now that their tummies are full and their hearts are warmed and their fears have been lifted. This can be a process that happens with each of those that may be outside waiting to come in when they're ready. Each day, allowing yourself to meet the ones that are here today, the stories that come with them about the past. And the pain that they bring with them, the fears, the angers. And this loving presence that you are embraces it all. There's openness and welcome for all that comes to you. And you begin to notice that as you deal in an unconditional, loving, accepting way of yourself, that the world begins to deal with you differently as well. And it becomes very clear over time that the outer world was just reflecting my inner condition that I needed to deal with, that I needed to be the healer to. That it was always my judgment against myself that was hurting me. And as this spacious awareness that is prior to any story, that is light, that is love, that is holiness, that is always here, and that no story has ever changed. I am awake. And now I can enlighten all the aspects that come to me, whether they seem to be in me or without, outside me. Just by welcoming. and spaciousness, to be present so that what needs to unfold, unfurl, relax, release, fall apart, can do so very naturally and easily. So I invite you to bring everything that's been helpful back with you as you come to your ordinary awareness. And to remember that you are the guru, and the world is your mirror. And the universe is supporting you deeply. Your only part is to bring your openness, your willingness, and let it be revealed to you. Some deeper truth, some deeper healing. And that's the meaning of, I will step back and let him lead the way. And it's a very joyful position to be in. And so you can begin to feel your fingers and your toes and notice your breathing and hear the sounds in your room, and begin to come all the way back so that you're ready to start the rest of your day or evening. And I hope this has been helpful. And I'll talk again soon.